Hey everyone, imagine this scenario. A stranger knocks on your front door, claims to be a representative from your gas or electric provider, and says they need access to check your meter. 10 minutes later, you have either been robbed blind or you are looking at a shocking bill for thousands of dollars you never expected. This is happening right now in neighborhoods across the entire country. Today I am going to show you exactly how to tell the difference between a real utility worker and someone running a scam. What legal rights you have when someone appears at your door claiming to work for your utility company. And one powerful sentence that protects you in any situation. A sentence that every con artist will run from and that every real utility worker will fully accept. Stay with me all the way to the end, because the one error you should never make when a utility worker shows up at your door is something most people do automatically without even thinking about it. Before we get into everything, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now and tap the notification bell. Utility scams are one of the fastest growing categories of crime targeting older adults, and most people only discover how these schemes work after they have already fallen victim to one. Subscribe now and let us jump right in. Let me start by explaining what a real utility visit actually looks like in real life, because understanding what the genuine thing looks like is the most dependable way to spot something that is not right. In almost every situation, a legitimate visit from your gas, electric or water company is communicated to you ahead of time. A letter in the mail, a tag left on your door, or a phone call. There are only a handful of situations where an unannounced visit can actually be considered legitimate. A gas leak reported somewhere in your neighborhood, a meter reading outside your home, or an emergency repair situation. But even in those cases, the technician will carry a company-issued photo identification card, will show up in a clearly marked company vehicle, and will not push to enter your home unless your indoor equipment specifically requires attention. According to major providers like DTE Energy and PSEG, their staff will almost never need to come inside your residence without a previously scheduled appointment. If someone appears without warning and immediately pushes hard to get inside, that alone should raise a serious red flag for you. Now let me walk you through what is actually unfolding right now in communities, because the methods these criminals use are far more sophisticated than most people would ever expect. Two people showed up at an elderly man's home in New York City, dressed in full Con Edison uniforms. They showed him a badge and told him they needed to check his fuse box. One of them asked him to go down to his basement and watch a light bulb to see if its colour changed, a completely made-up task designed specifically to move him away from the room. While he stood in the basement watching that light bulb, the second person moved through his home and took $70,000 in cash that the homeowner had been keeping inside a dresser drawer. By the time he came back upstairs, both people had already disappeared. The uniforms had been ordered from an online store. The badges were printed on a regular home printer. The entire scheme was wrapped up in under 10 minutes. In a second incident reported by WXYZ in Detroit, a person pretending to be a utility employee forced his way into a home and held the resident at gunpoint. In dozens of other cases reported to state utility commissions and the FTC throughout 2025 and 2026, people impersonating utility workers showed up at residential doors, often in the evenings, often on weekends, frequently arriving in pairs, claiming there was an emergency with the meter, the gas line, or the electrical panel. In every documented case, they worked together as a team. One person to hold the homeowner's attention, and one to search through the property, or grab valuables the moment the homeowner looked the other way. The FTC estimates that utility impersonation fraud costs Americans roughly $158 million every single year. And based on the FTC's most recent data, older adults are the most frequently targeted group because criminals assume senior homeowners are more trusting, more likely to store cash somewhere inside the house, and less likely to check someone's credentials before unlocking the front door. Here are the 7 warning signs that will tell you right away that the person standing at your door is not who they are claiming to be. First, they showed up with absolutely zero advance notice. No letter in the mail, no phone call, no door tag, and they are insisting they need to come inside immediately. Real utility workers understand that residents need time to verify their identity. They will wait patiently without any issue. Scammers create urgency because urgency shuts down your ability to think clearly and rationally. Second, they cannot produce a photo identification card with a company-issued badge number. Every legitimate utility company employee carries one at all times without exception. Ask to see it. If they become defensive, irritated, or aggressive when you make that simple request, you already have all the information you need. Third, their uniform or vehicle does not match the actual branding of your utility provider. Look carefully. Fake uniforms often feature logos that are slightly off, a little faded, or printed onto a generic vest, rather than properly stitched onto an official company shirt. Their vehicle may have no markings whatsoever, or may feature a magnetic sign temporarily stuck onto the side of the door panel. Fourth, they are working as a pair where one person keeps trying to position you away from wherever the other one happens to be standing. The distraction method is the most consistently used technique in crimes involving fake utility workers. If one person keeps asking you to go check something in another part of your home, or keeps asking you questions that require you to move away from the area they are supposedly looking at, end the interaction right there and then. Fifth, they are pressing you for immediate payment, especially in the form of gift cards, Zelle, Venmo, cash, or cryptocurrency. No legitimate utility provider will ever send a technician to your front door to collect any type of payment. Not a single time. Payments are handled through your account, through the mail, or through the utility company's official billing systems. Any demand for an alternative form of on-the-spot payment is a 100% indicator of fraud. Sixth, they are threatening to cut off your service right away. Your gas is going to be shut off within the hour. Your electricity will be disconnected today. You have to act immediately. Utility companies are legally required under state law to provide written advance notice before disconnecting any service. The required notice period varies from state to state, but is generally a minimum of 10 days. No legitimate utility company ever sends a worker directly to your door to cut off service on the spot without prior written notification. Seventh, they arrive during evening hours or on a weekend without a previously confirmed appointment. The large majority of legitimate utility maintenance work happens during standard business hours, on weekdays. A visit that takes place after 5 in the evening or on a Saturday or Sunday without a prior scheduled appointment is a serious warning signal that something is not right. Now let me talk to you about what your actual rights are when a utility worker comes to your door, whether genuine or not. You have a complete right to request and carefully examine a photo identification card before allowing anyone to step into your home. Take a clear photograph of it with your phone. You have the right to contact your utility provider directly to confirm that the worker was genuinely assigned to visit your specific address on that particular day. Use the phone number that is printed on your bill. Not any number they try to hand you themselves. This process takes about 2 minutes, and no real worker will have any problem standing by while you handle it. You have the right to record the entire interaction from the moment your door opens. Announce clearly that you are recording. Scammers will often leave the second you say that. Genuine utility workers will not have a single objection. You have the right to refuse access to any part of your home that is not directly related to the stated reason for the visit. If they say they need to check the meter in your basement, that does not give them permission to enter your bedroom or your main living area. And if anyone places anything in front of you to sign, write clearly just above your signature, signing under protest, not agreeing to any charges, and requesting a full review before any billing action is taken. Fill every available line in the comment field so that nothing additional can be written below your signature afterward. Now here is the phrase I promised you, the one sentence that instantly separates every scammer from every legitimate utility worker in about 5 seconds flat. When someone appears at your door and claims to represent your utility provider, say exactly this: I need to verify your identity before we go any further. I'm going to contact your company directly using the phone number from my bill. Please remain right here while I take care of that. That is the complete sentence. That single statement accomplishes 3 things at the same time. It is entirely reasonable, and no genuine utility employee will take any offence to hearing it. It gives you roughly 2 minutes to make a call that will either confirm or completely disprove everything they have told you. And it is something no scammer can get around, because the company's dispatch centre will either confirm that the visit was scheduled or inform you that nobody was sent to your address today. If the person at your door objects, becomes aggressive, tells you there is no time for that, or simply turns around and walks away, you have your answer. If you receive a large bill from your utility provider claiming that tampering was discovered or stating that you owe money for usage that was never previously billed, you are under absolutely no obligation to simply pay it. Every state has a Public Utilities Commission, sometimes called a PUC or PSC, that exists specifically to handle disputes between customers and utility providers. Filing a formal complaint costs you nothing at all. The utility company is legally required to respond and to provide documentation explaining exactly how that charge was calculated. In most states, you also have the right to request an independent inspection of your meter. The burden of proving that any violation actually occurred falls on the utility company, not on you. Report anyone you suspect of being a fake utility worker to 3 separate parties: your local police department, or call 911 if you believe a crime has actually been committed. Your utility company's dedicated fraud reporting line, which you can find printed directly on your monthly bill, and the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Your report could be the very thing that stops those same individuals from showing up at another senior citizen's door somewhere in your neighbourhood. Now, I want to hear directly from you in the comments section below. Have you ever had someone appear at your door claiming to work for a utility company that gave you an uneasy feeling? Have you ever been in a situation where you genuinely were not sure whether it was a real visit or not? Share your story down below. Your personal experience could be exactly what another viewer needs to read in order to recognise what is happening to them before they ever open their own front door. So here is the complete picture pulled together. Legitimate utility visits are almost always arranged ahead of time. An unannounced arrival demanding immediate access to your home is your very first and most important warning sign. Fraudulent utility workers operate in pairs. They use distraction tactics to separate you from your belongings and manufacture urgency to stop you from pausing to think clearly. The 7 red flags to keep in mind: no advance notice combined with pressure to enter right away, no valid photo identification, a uniform or vehicle that does not match your utility company's actual branding, the deliberate distraction technique, a demand for gift card or cash payment on the spot, a threat of immediate service disconnection, and an arrival outside of normal business hours without a confirmed appointment. Your most powerful line of defense: I'm going to call your company directly to verify this visit. Please wait right here. And if you ever receive a large unexpected bill, file a formal complaint with your state's Public Utilities Commission before you pay a single dollar. It is completely free, and the utility company is legally required to respond. Subscribe to this channel, share this video with someone in your life who lives alone, or who might open their door without stopping to verify who is actually standing on the other side, and I will see you in the next one.